All right, hello. Thanks for joining us. We're excited today because on Wednesday, as I was out at Microsoft, where they were hosting the Retail Tomorrow Immersion Series, I had the chance to stop into Amazon Go in Seattle. It was a great experience. I'm excited to share it with you all. Ann and Carter, on my left, have never been there. So I thought we would approach this with the same eyes that you're bringing to this, which is, let's ask some questions. And I'll share my thoughts and my insights based on my probably 30, 45 minute visit of the experience. So,
yeah, and I'm super envious that you got to go. I think,
cool.
We've all read a million articles about it. We've all done our best research to try to figure out what it's all about. I think I would just be super curious. It seems that it's all hype. It's still, like, I feel like a lot of it is still people like yourself going just to see how interesting or how different it is. So I guess, like, walking up, was there a line outside? Was it just a standard convenience store? Was it clearly a landmark built by Jeff?
Yeah, no. It definitely wasn't landmark-ish, for sure. I mean, you walk up, and I went there at around 2, so not the most busiest time. Like, the lunch rush was done. But it's like it was in the pictures. Actually, everything was like it was in the pictures. I mean, I'm kind of the contrarian person in general. And what was interesting for me is the entire experience was exactly as I expected, based on what I know from my own retail experience and from just reading articles that are out in the media. It's an understated storefront. You walk in, there's doors. They actually have an open view into the kitchen, which I think is interesting, which is not something you normally see in convenience stores. Sure. I'm actually wondering how important that really is, or is that just a signal that they're trying to do something different? And I don't really get that, but we could go into that more. But no, it's pretty understated, but it's right on Amazon's campus, right? Like, it's right next to their headquarters. So everyone going in and out of there has an Amazon badge, and there are tourists stopping in to check it out. Right. But it's a pretty simple experience. You have to download their app. So it is a new app. It's an Amazon Go app. I'm sure you guys have that question. But you know what's great about it? You sign in through your standard Amazon password and login. So they know everything about you, and they know, again, how you're connected to that versus everything else. I already have your credit card information. So once you get over that hurdle, it's pretty easy. And then honestly, it's like getting on an airplane at the airport. You put the barcode on the little entry and you're in. And at the end of the day, it looks like if Whole Foods had a baby with 7-Eleven, it's kind of what it looks like, honestly. God. Like, it looks like their offspring. It's a 1,800 square foot store with all the stuff you'd expect. And it's nicely laid out. There was the interesting thing though was it probably was like 10. I think I counted somewhere in the range of, I didn't get the specific count, but probably 10 to 12 people when you include the food in there.
That's my question.
Yeah.
What was the human onboarding process like in line? Did they have to have people telling people how to download the app and get in? Like, how much human touch did you have in there? A
little bit. I unfortunately went at a time where there weren't a lot of people that were new to the experience. Okay. So it's mostly employees coming in for a quick break. But I saw them helping a few people. But fortunately for me, and just knowing what we know how to do, it was actually super easy. I thought it was pretty simple.
Well, the kitchen you mentioned that had straight the kind of sight lines into it, were there people working back there?
There was people doing some prep. It was hard to actually tell what they were doing. I mean, because at the end of the day, they're making a lot of prepackaged stuff.
Yeah, so I'm not, similar to a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure why that's there yet. I need to think about that more. I did take a photo of the famous banh mi sandwich.
I was going to say, did you try the banh mi?
I didn't try it, but unfortunately Mayo doesn't love me. But yeah, no, I definitely took a photo of it. Bought some chocolate. It was always cool. So then I shopped around for a while, looked at a bunch of different products, tried to sneak peeks at the technology. And it was cool. At the end, I put a chocolate bar for my wife. She likes dark chocolate, so I put that in my suit coat. Like, I literally put it in my suit coat, walked out the door. Yeah. And then this was fascinating. I didn't get my receipt for 10 minutes. And so that begs the question, why? Right? Like, this is technology. If they're tracking all this, why is that not happening real time? Sure. What else is going on? Like, are there people sitting across the street in headquarters looking at cameras? Like, how many people are actually working on this at any given moment? Is it just the 10 people in the store? Are there more people across the street? I don't know.
It's the people in the kitchen. They're
typing in exactly.
That's what they're doing.
That's why you can't see below face level.
It's a fake mirror.
It's not a sneeze guard. It's just actually where they're typing.
Exactly. So I don't know. There's a lot of questions about it, but I still don't know how the economics of that work. I mean, a convenience store has 1-2 people in it, right? And God knows what else is going on. So But it was interesting. It was exactly what I expect. It was not any different.
If you were short on time, right? If you kind of said you took 30, 45 minutes, you know, that's the last thing a normal customer would do in a 7-Eleven type store.
Right.
So if you were passing by, do you think that with the experience that you had with the app and the scanning and everything, could you walk in, grab a water, walk out in 20 seconds and it would, there was no step that would hinder that?
I think that's the $64,000 question. Having lived in San Francisco for a number of years, and this was, you know, back in the late 90s, early part of the new millennium, I'd be in there all the time. Like, it's just that simple and that easy, and I don't have to wait in lines. And it was nice. Yeah. Right? Like, so if you could actually create that aesthetic everywhere, it's just a better convenience store experience. It really is for that moment.
Sure.
Now, the question is it affordable? So, I mean, if you guys haven't read my article, Amazon Go is more like Amazon I'm still taking that opinion because I think what's going to happen is Amazon is going to ask us to subsidize this effort, and the people that are going to fall off are all the convenience stores that can't keep up with this better experience. But there's a reason they can't keep up, because this isn't a profitable way to do business. But Amazon's going to figure out a way to do it, or pay for it later, or ask us to do it. And so that still scares me.
Sure.
But it is better, and so it just comes down to what does that mean for you psychologically?
Based on what you saw, if you had to project where they would go next with it, what category or where do you think they're going to expand to next? Is it more Amazon Go convenience stores, or do you think it's, you know, going into our hypothetical 50,000 square foot grocery space in New York?
Oh yeah, A5.
Where do you think it's going?
I don't know. I think the big takeaway for me actually was this thing is great right next to Amazon's headquarters.
Sure.
But the big question that I think is the tell for where it goes next is, what happens when you put this in a completely different market?
Right.
And you don't have the headquarters there to help stand it up and make it work every day. I'm not sure it's going to work well. So I think that's the next logical experiment to run before we start talking about more product categories or whatnot. But how do you even just replicate what you're doing here outside of your home base?
Sure.
That's really hard.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be really hard for them based on what I saw. So even though I like it a lot, I'm still not sure they know how to do that.
Right.
Which is interesting because now it's been live. I mean, it's been live to employees for a year. It's been live now almost 6 months.
Right.
And we haven't heard anything yet about step 2. So that makes me really thoughtful about that. Cool. Well, I don't know, anything else on your guys' minds?
I think it's fascinating. Once again, very envious that you were able to actually go check it out, and we'll see where the next footprint is.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on that little discussion about Amazon Go. As always, thanks for joining us. And of course, be careful out there.